Just like Friends of Mineral Town, the BokuMonoCast gives you all the minerals that you need for your Bokujo Monogatari diet. Welcome back to the second episode of the BokuMono Podcast, BokuMonoCast. I'll get this name down eventually. We're only 2 episodes in, don't worry. If I'm still messing up by the 5th episode, then, oh no, I just committed us to 5 episodes. But still, We'll make it. I am your host, as always, Gamalad of Gamalad. And with me is my lovely co-host, Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm currently eating my Nintendo Switch.
Delicious.
Yeah.
You're really switching things up there, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, I do the Rune Factory Archive stuff, but mostly I eat my Nintendo Switch.
She actually enjoys the flavor of Switch cartridges.
Yeah, it's like spice. Like a nice spice on my Nintendo Switch.
You do you, Taylor. So,
yeah.
Fun fact, this is actually the second attempt of our recording of this episode of the BokuMonoCast. The first attempt was cursed. It was cursed in so many ways. Thankfully, it was cursed in a good way, because when we decided to call it quits and try it again later, we were blessed with Friends of Mineral Town news, which we will discuss later in this podcast. But to start things out, we're gonna stick with what our original take was all about, and that was Rune Factory 5 and the 40 seconds we finally got to see of it, even though none of it was gameplay and we only saw a few monster models. So Taylor, how do you feel about Rune Factory 5?
I'm still a little bitter that I had to get up at 7 in the morning for a 40-second trailer at about 9 in the morning. However, I'm still, really, pumped by what we got, because that was kind of what I was expecting anyway, but
I warned you.
We got silhouettes. I know you warned me, however...
I think I even specifically said you can wake up at 8:30 and not miss it.
That's what I usually do, but me being an idiot, I was like, well, I don't want to miss anything because they said there is going to be Rune Factory 5 stuff happening, so I'm just going to get up at 7 and die, and I did die. Of fun.
I mean, hey, we got to see the interesting things they were cooking, at least, on that stream.
Oh yeah, they're making a lot of cursed drinks. I don't know what really was going on because I have a bad case of I don't speak Japanese, but they drank some dank stuff, and I got to see some very concerned and frightened Japanese people.
That sounds always fun and in true Bokujo Monogatari fashion.
Yes.
I had to be up anyway for work, so that was no skin off my bones.
Wow, lovely. I wish that were me.
Oh, I wish that wasn't me. I would have liked to have slept in. I would have slept in until 8:30 to wake up to watch the news, like a reasonable person. I'm
not reasonable, though. That's unfortunate.
Yes, but that's why we love you, Taylor.
Yay.
But yeah, even though it was a very, very short trailer, there was still so much that was in that trailer, or, well, giving us an idea, thanks to that trailer.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start with this one? Because there's a few things we can dive into here.
Maybe the silhouettes of the protagonists, because I'm very interested in what they're going to look like.
Oh, don't you know this is going to be Rune Factory Oceans 2?
I mean, I would absolutely love that if it was Rune Factory Oceans 2, because I know the male silhouette that we got looks a lot very similar to Aiden from Oceans. So if we continue to do more of that character design style, I would absolutely adore this game as a cosplayer, especially. Oh,
of course. Well, I really do like how they look. It's actually refreshing to see it go back to the same style as Frontier and Oceans, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I adore the console games, even though they both have their very severe flaws at times. But
what do you mean? Yeah. Frontier is an amazing game and the pinnacle of the Rune Factory series. There's nothing that ruinies it.
Yeah, of course not. Nothing at all. The funny thing is, it would be the best game of the series if it did not have the Rudies in it. It's really good.
Xseed, please, if you ever do port it to PC, find some way to fix that. Or remove it. That's all.
Yeah.
I know some of you watch this podcast. Please fix it if you ever do port it to PC.
Please, I would buy everything.
Just port it to PC in general. I'll buy it, and the community can mod it out.
Yeah,
One of the two.
Yeah, community mods the Rudy's out so everyone can actually have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Also, the next thing I wanted to dive into a bit more is the theme of Rune Factory 5. Now, I believe I remember seeing in an interview about the game that the big theme about it is the color purple, and its ties to royalty.
Yeah, that explains all the purple in the trailer and everything else about the game. But that's interesting because they did the whole royalty thing in Rune Factory 4, so maybe it's because 4 was so successful, they're trying to do that again? But I'm not sure if they would do the prince and princess system again.
Or maybe we're on a bigger scale. Instead of just a town, we actually run a kingdom.
We have taken over the sex empire, and we will now rule it. Because that's what I personally want.
I mean, I've heard that theory thrown around a bit, that we are taking place in the sex empire.
Yeah. I just love the sex empire.
With how little we know about them, they're the best.
Yeah.
Outside of, their mustache twirling evilness that all of their important people have.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, when I was at my panel at Otakon, the second I said the sex empire, the entire room started laughing. Just because of the name. And now I can't take it seriously anymore.
Was that a localized name, or is that what it's called in Japan, too?
Oh god, I haven't looked it up yet, but I think it was... I think it is that in Japan, because the reason why Xseed made it a jumble of letters was to try and avoid it looking like sex.
Wait, did Natsume actually spell it out that way? I have not played their games that much, outside of one.
Oh, it's Natsume translated it as SECH.
Okay.
Like the same as Rune Factory 4.
Okay, so I want to make sure.
Yeah. But in Frontier, Xseed did something different because they wanted to avoid that thing that was going on.
Well, they tried their best.
Yeah, they did try their best. Their best was interesting, to say the least.
Their best was at least not second worst. Or
yeah,
sex
it's not second
worst.
Yeah.
Okay, well, still, I think it'd be interesting to be in the sex empire. It would be interesting to see an entire different style of villages and different types of people.
Yeah. About the village, though, because the background of the teaser trailer, it looks like just a building of some kind in the middle of nowhere rather than like in a town. So one thing I'm wondering is that your farmhouse, or are you running something in the middle of nowhere, like an inn or something, like between nations?
You're making me think of my ideal video game right now.
Well, maybe.
Where, yes, you run an inn in the middle of all of these different countries.
Yeah, I mean...
And then, basically, that's how the game's world builds. You can, of course, visit different cities around your inn, but, it's basically more so built up as you as an observer.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Story Season Trio of Towns did, where you had a farm in the middle of these 3 towns.
Mm-hmm.
So just take that concept and just make it countries, and hopefully that is our Rune Factory 5.
That would actually be amazing and have so much potential for storytelling and for character development. I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, plus there's plenty of opportunities for cameos, too.
Yes, the 2 save file characters.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know yet, in Rune Factory, there is a saved game data bonus. So if you have a saved data thing of Rune Factory 4S on your Switch, then 2 cameo characters from Rune Factory 4 will appear in Rune Factory 5. We do not know who it is or how it's going to be.
Do you have any theories as to who they could be, though?
I mean, I have my wishes. I personally am thinking that Arthur's gonna make an appearance because he's the prince and also he's a traitor, so it's kind of an easy way to put him in.
I feel like Arthur is the safest bet.
Yeah, Arthur's the safest bet, which is fine because he's my favorite right now. So I would love him to appear in 5.
I would love to see Zhao Pai and with a new model. And my heart would just explode into a million pieces.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure the second character will probably be someone like Forte.
I don't think, because Forte's my favorite bachelorette, but since she's like the knight of Selphia, I'm not sure like how they make it where she would appear.
I mean, she's a knight that goes out and investigates something that's happening on the border.
And then she just kind of like, oh, can I say you're in real quick?
Exactly.
Do me a solid.
Yeah, I'm not paying, by the way, because I'm a knight. By holy decree, I do not have to pay.
Exactly.
You know this in a sex empire, right? I don't have to pay! Okay.
No, she's like, this is in the sex empire, and by the way, we kicked your ass. So...
Oof. Yeah.
Like, she just comes in wielding a sword, like, come on, guys, let me say it, you're in.
But I have gun. This pulls out a Glock. Are you sure about that? We are on the cutting edge of technology.
Oh my god, in Rune Factory 5, the new weapon type is gun. You just get a pistol and like, here you go.
You know what? Oh, what was the villain from 4 again that invaded the town?
Ethelbert.
Ethelberg. A very ethical decision.
Yeah.
Here's my new headcanon.
Oh,
the
what?
sex empire does have guns and really powerful weapons, but they don't trust that man as far as they could throw him. So they gave him nothing in advance and the off chance he loses.
Yeah, they just... They're just like, oh, here's just have fun.
Yeah, here's one of our fleets that have been decommissioned for a few years, but they work just fine. Just, let us know if you succeed, and if you don't, well, we don't really care. We know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I just imagine him, like if he were to crawl back to them and say, I failed. Yeah, we kind of expected that. But yeah, that Ethelberg guy is a real monster, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah. Do you know what else is a monster? All the monsters we saw in the trailer.
Exactly. I'm glad he caught on to that segue.
Hell yeah. But yeah, how did you like all the monsters?
I like the style they're going for. Like the new style. I really wouldn't call it a new style because I feel like this is the style they've pretty much established in the console games. But to see them in higher quality, to see them a lot more crisper than they ever been, is really nice. Like I really want to see how the landscapes will look, like everything will look, like moving to and fro in these places, how the character models will look, and I just want to know, why does the Wooly look like he wants to steal my soul?
I don't know. Like the Wooly honestly kind of scared me when I watched the trailer. Like in my very sleep deprived days, I just saw this lumpy thing coming at me. I was like, what's going on?
It's there to assert dominance. It remembers all the times you shaved him in the middle of winter.
No. Thing is, I have like a giant Wooly plush at home. I don't want to like envision what I saw in that trailer as I'm looking at it.
It's too late. The Wooly uprising has begun. You've invited the enemy into your home.
Oh yeah, here's what the plot could be. So in Rune Factory 4, like in the basement, I think there's a little like joke thing that you can see where the Woolies talk about like how they're eventually gonna have an uprising, and everyone predicted like this is what 5's gonna be about, right? So it's gonna be finally the Woolly uprising. You're gonna be working for Woolies at this inn. or that would actually be a really fun side mission though. Oh yeah,
a massive side plot with the Woolies.
Yeah, like you just encounter Mika from 3. Like he just kind of wide-eyed, like, "Please help me! The monsters are taking over." I'm trying to convince them not, but they keep on coming.
Well, that would be fun. Then okay, fine. I guess we're gonna have to have an army of woolies now that we befriended all of them.
Yeah.
Like we like the major enemies. Like, ha! How are you gonna stop me now? Well, I'm not gonna stop you. These guys are panned to like thousands of woolies.
It's like the scene from Lion King, only like instead of those little fuck, what were they called?
I haven't seen Lion King in years.
You know what? You're valid. It's been a while for me too. But like all those animals just like going down of the wall, just imagine the woolly just like rolling down it.
Just all rolling at top speed.
Yeah.
Like, ha! Use your nice pick my final attack, terminal velocity.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be an amazing thing to see, but I don't think Rune Factory is that much on the comedy side.
Hey, they do some comedy stuff, so
yes,
you
but
know,
invading the big baddie with an army of woolies is would be some top tier stuff even for them.
I mean, it's been like 7 years. Maybe like the comedy's been incubating for that long, and it's just gonna all culminate into that.
Oh boy, yeah, it's been 7 years. Wow.
Yeah, 4 released in Japan in 2012.
And the game was greenlit in 2013.
Yep. And then they shut down in 2013.
And then Marvelous was like, hey, come work for us. Okay, now you're here. Make Story of Seasons.
Yep, basically.
But this Rune
And they did
Factory
a good
5.
job.
But this Rune Factory 5, no, Story of Seasons. But you do a better job with Story of Seasons right now. Please, trust us.
Yeah, please.
Oh, boy. I mean, I can't get mad at Marvelous for that, because as much as we all love Rune Factory here, Story of Seasons trumps Rune Factory as far as Marvelous is concerned.
Yeah, those are fighting words, dude.
I mean, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying in the eyes of Marvelous and their wallets, Story of Seasons is bigger to them. I'm going to say this right now. The Friends of Mineral Town remake will do much better than Rune Factory 5 in sales.
Well, I think so, because BokuMono is way more established and well-known than the Rune Factory series.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at. Saying, like, you know, as far as Marvelous is concerned, the Bokujo series is their like ace in the hole. Everything else is just extra money. Yeah,
but still, I'm personally more of a fan of Rune Factory than BokuMono, even though I grew up on BokuMono.
That's absolutely fair. I've always been a bigger fan of the Bokujo series. I came into Rune Factory very late, so that probably explains why for me. I love Rune Factory now. Don't get me wrong, but for me, it's always I will put in well more time in a Bokujo game than a Rune Factory game.
Yeah.
Like,
meanwhile, I'll just be here eating my Rune Factory, just devouring it.
Yeah, she imported her Japanese snack of Rune Factory for us from Japan.
Yeah, I imported the Rune Factory 4S special edition from Japan, and we're still recovering.
Is that you crying or your wallet crying?
Both.
Oh no, I am so sorry.
Like I'm very happy. These are tears of joy. However, my wallet is genuinely crying.
Well, you know what? Your wallet will never be happy, so live with the now.
Oh yeah, it'll never be happy. Not with the lifestyle I live. But speaking of the lifestyle we live, I think it might be a good opportunity to transition to Mineral Town.
Okay, I mean we covered everything I really want to talk about in the Rune Factory 5 thing. There's only so much we can talk about.
It's a 40-second trailer.
Listen, if Game Explain can do a 2-hour video on something less, why can't we?
Listen, if you want to do a 2-hour video on a 40-second trailer, feel free to do so. I'm just gonna be playing Fire Emblem while you're doing that.
Is that a challenge?
Sure.
Good, because I don't accept. I know. I wish I had that kind of free time.
The only thing I have to do is play Fire Emblem, so it's fine with me.
Of course. But, yes, this is why we were glad the last recording of the podcast didn't go so well. Because, a few hours later that evening, Marvelous updated the Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town website.
Yeah, and with your favorite girl, too.
Yes, the return of the promised one, Elli. and they made her so powerful. Now I know why Marvelous hid her for so long. She has so much power!
He has enough power to completely wreck one recording.
Absolutely, like Elli saw into the space-time continuum and made sure that podcast would happen today instead.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, I just love her new art. I love Ellie's old style still, but the new one is so precious.
Yeah, she's really cute. I generally like all of the new designs that we just got. Like, they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think my personal favorite is both Doctor and Mary. Because they made Mary cute. Like, she's fucking cute.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was never really big on her in the original release. I honestly kept forgetting about her.
No, she's cute, and you won't forget her now because now she has a little adorable redesign.
I mean, she
Go to the
does,
library.
but I'm never gonna marry her.
Yeah, but however,
Mm-hmm.
you can at least befriend her.
Oh
Be your
shoot!
friend.
Oh shoot! I
She's
can do
cute. Yeah.
that. I mean, I'm gonna have to, like, before I get married in the remake. I'm gonna have to get everyone up to their Red Heart event.
Yeah. So you can. I mean, unless they might do that thing where you have to be
The dating system.
them.
Now you see, the dating system is interesting. I do like it because the dating system adds a whole new level of complexity to the game and adds a lot more character building with the person you have a romantic interest with. But it creates the issue of I want to see everyone's events, and they're locking a lot of character events behind dating them. Unless they provide like an alternative for not dating them, that's gonna really suck. I mean, if they have the dating mechanics, sure, I don't care. I'll still be happy with it because then I can actually date Elli before we get married instead of going to her place of work every morning and bringing her dumpling powder.
Or me just like giving Cliff a bottle of wine every day and then he marries me.
Isn't that how you marry Karen too?
I think so. I don't know. I never married her.
I don't understand how Karen and Cliff weren't rivals together, honestly.
Yeah, they're just there with their bottles of wine.
Oh, that'd be awful. The alcoholic couple.
Yeah. It's already not too good right now with them dating the farmer that gives them a bunch of wine.
You married them, you're like, oh, by the way, I'm not buying you any more wine. What? I just wanted you. So yeah, no more wine for you.
Oh no. And introducing the divorce mechanic.
Wasn't there divorce in A Wonderful Life?
Yeah, there was. The stipulation was you had to basically do nothing for a year. So, all you do is like wake up and immediately go back to bed and don't take care of anything. You don't ship anything. Don't take care of your animals. And then at the end of the first year of the end of the first year of your married life, your spouse will be like, "Hey, what's going on? You okay?" And you can like push a divorce right there, and you get a game over.
Marvelous. Listen, Marvelous. I want you to do me a huge favor. Incorporate more of this stuff into the series again.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, we have breakup events now, which is, realistic, but those are a pain.
Yeah.
Like, I want more, like, but divorce events would just be really awkward, because imagine if, like, in Trio of Towns you can get a divorce of your 2 kids.
God, that would be bad. Well, in A Wonderful Life, it was, like, after you had the kid.
Yeah.
And, like, your spouse leaves with the kid, and you get a game over.
Wow, that was a very fast custody battle.
Yeah. I mean, like, the spouse walks out and the kid walks out with them. So...
And I love how convoluted that is. I have to jump through so many hoops to get there.
Yeah, and it's like a wonder of how someone discovered this first. Who was the person who discovered this event?
I have 2 theories. One theory was they were just trying to, speed past that chapter.
Yeah.
And to get into the next one, and so they just went to bed every day.
Oh yeah, that's actually like a legitimate thing. 'Cause that's what I did at the end of that game.
So you just slept till you died?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
well,
that's.
well, I had everything like maxed out. Like I had nothing to buy anymore, and there's like no point in actually farming. So there was no point in playing the game
There was no
anymore.
point in living, is what you're telling
Yeah,
me.
so I just kept sleeping until I died.
And your wife and kid didn't think, huh, Dad's been sleeping a lot more lately.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's okay.
I mean, the choice was either just let me live my life or send me to a doctor with like a laser eye.
But what if you came back with your own laser eye? That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, that would be kind of cool, but they never gave me the option.
But yeah, if I really doubt they're gonna bring that type of stuff back in the Friends of Mineral Town remake. But if we get a Wonderful Life remake in the next few years,
let me divorce my wife, Marvelous.
oh, that would be very interesting in the current day and age for the series.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I am just so happy that Ellie just looks so adorable. Like, I just want to give her the biggest hug in the world because I love her so much.
Yeah, I'm really liking Doctor. Doctor looks very nice. He still doesn't have a name, but
I thought it was Trent.
So in Friends in Middletown, his name is literally Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even his name in Japanese is Doctor.
Huh.
So, like, we thought that it was a translation mistake. Like, Natsume had, like, accidentally called him Doctor instead of giving him the name Trent. But his name's literally Doctor.
So where did Trent come from?
I don't know. I think they actually, like, gave him a name in later games, but it's just a weird thing. Like, we have 3 different Doctors with 3 different names that look the same now, and I'm not sure what's going on. Like, we have the Doctor in Friends of Middletown, whose name literally is the Doctor. We have Trent, who's in, like, several different games. And then we also have Alex from Magical Melody, who is a different character but looks the same.
And before they gave him the name Alex.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
They clearly based his model off of that one.
Yeah. Marvelous only has one way to design a doctor back in the day.
No, 2 ways. Frankenstein,
Oh, yeah.
Frankenstein, or Alex.
They spent all their creativity on the Frankenstein laser boy. So they had to repent for the next few.
You know, that's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, there was something else I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it was.
The chicken fighting?
The chicken fighting? Oh.
Yeah, did you see the screenshot?
Oh, that's back?
Yeah.
I did not see the screenshot for that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is it on the Bokuja website?
Maybe? I didn't get the screenshot from the BokuMono site.
Huh, in today's day and age, you're keeping the cockfighting.
Yep.
Good on you, Marvelous. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
keep this. We're making an authentic experience in the day of 2019.
I wonder what this game's gonna be rated.
It's rated T for Kappa sex.
All right, the BokuMonoCast has had a good run. Taylor has ruined it.
No, we can't get higher than this. Like, it's all downhill from here.
No, listen, I don't believe you. We're gonna see more of Kappa, and then you're just gonna have some even more stuff about Kappa to bring up about him.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna learn a lot more about Kappa, and obviously, a lot of people are gonna be interested in him as a bachelor, so I think it's just fitting that I report on the Kappa.
You know what? It's still better than the Harvest Devil.
Harvest Satan.
Yes. I mean,
at
least Kappa. I don't even know. I don't even know if I should call him attractive. But he attracts a type.
What kind of type?
I don't know.
I don't...
Anyone watching this podcast, want to leave a comment about the Kappa, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, leave like, comment, subscribe for the Kappa, because this is all the content we're sharing now. It's now KappaCast.
Oh, okay. I'm. You know what?
I'm taking over.
If we fine, you know what? If I reach the $100 marker on my Patreon at patreon.com/GammaLad, we'll start the KappaCast.
Oh my god! Please.
No, we will not start the KappaCast.
Yes.
Don't back me on Patreon for that promise, because it'll never happen.
Actually, do back them on Patreon, because I want it to happen.
No.
Yeah.
This is unacceptable. But you know what else is unacceptable?
What?
Natsume releasing Harvest Moon: The Light of Hope for like the 20th time. I'm sorry, Lunar Gathering: The Light of Hope, or The Light of Despair.
I think we can mention a name if we're talking about the curse thing. We just can't mention it when we're referring to BokuMono.
You know what? That's very fair.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I don't know. They're releasing it again. They're releasing another quote-unquote complete edition. And I thought that was the original console release. No, I'm sorry. That was the special edition. You know, they capitalized on that Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life special edition. Or Lunar Gathering: A Wonderful Life. I don't even know. It's like... And they're advertising like it's this big new thing. And it's like, no, it's the exact same game with just all the DLCs this time that it looks like no one wanted to buy in the first place. I never...
Harsh? No, you're not, actually. I think it's pretty abundantly clear how we feel about Natsume as a company right now.
Yeah. And you know...
Yeah.
I want them to make a good Bokujo game. Bokujo. I'm tired.
Why are you... How dare you? You're saying that they make Bokujo?
No.
No, leave this podcast right now.
I meant to say, I would like them to make a good Bokujo-like game.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's more acceptable.
Because, you know, they have people who enjoy their series, who are tired of buying Light of Hope again.
I mean, you aren't gonna buy Light of Hope for the third time?
I only bought it the first time!
I mean, you need to review the authentic, full experience.
It's the same game!
Yeah, you didn't play with the DLC.
I'm sorry, they added 2 people I could marry that I don't care about, and they're pretty bad writing.
I mean, you also didn't play the special edition.
What's the difference?
There's one difference that I don't want to talk about.
Exactly, what's the difference? Yeah, so Light of Hope is just a cursed product that Natsume just keeps pushing out. Like, as much as I am not excited for Mad Dash, I would really like it if they just focus more on Mad Dash. Because at least it's something different.
Listen, okay, so they need to make a little more money to finish Mad Dash. So they need to rehash Light of Hope again.
That is awful. I hope that's not the case.
Look, they haven't put anything on eBay yet, so they need to do what they can.
You're telling me you don't want to buy a giant inflatable Rune Factory thing where the shipping costs more than the actual item itself?
No. For those of you who don't know, Natsume's official online store is an eBay page where they sell things from like trade shows, only the shipping is obnoxious. Like, they had just a simple like poster is like $30 shipping, and it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't understand why they tie it all to an eBay account. Wouldn't it just have been better to just, had their own store on their website?
I think they used to.
I'm not going to ask why they went to eBay.
I wouldn't ask questions at this point. Well, I'm just watching from a distance.
All I do know is that Natsume does plan to release another mainline Lunar Gathering series. So...
Yeah. Which... I wonder if they'll have new characters for that one.
Probably not. But, and also what I really I really do hope that they move away from the tablet-like design of the games, but they're not, because they want to be able to sell the game on PC, console, and mobile.
Yeah, it has to be in every single console. Ever.
And remember that one question they got on their Tumblr. They're looking into a fantasy game with their IP.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be a thing,
be,
and we're probably gonna talk about it.
You know what? Be on the lookout for our Mad Dash stream. Me and Taylor will be streaming Mad Dash together.
Yes.
Does it offer online?
I mean, I assume so.
Oh, if it doesn't, that's just DOA.
Yeah, if they don't have online for their multiplayer game, then yeah, that'll be terrible.
This is just a bad feeling all around.
I mean, I honestly would not be surprised if the Mad Dash does not have online multiplayer because they couldn't afford it.
The Mad Lass.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you know what? Let's talk about something else that's also just as concerning as this. Actually, yes. No, it's not. But, so this morning, Marvelous EU has just confirmed Rune Factory 4 Special will be launching in Europe this winter. Xseed Games has yet to announce a release date for the North American release, and this concerns me a little bit.
Yeah. I'm concerned because Europe announced it first and not North America, so I'm just kind of looking at Xseed like, what are you doing over there, guys?
That's par for the course. Cold Steel 2 got a European release date before the US release date.
Oh, okay.
And the US got it like 2 weeks early.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's nothing unnatural. They're just not ready to announce it yet.
Okay.
But the problem I have is that it's winter. It's just winter.
Yeah, winter's a big season.
It is, especially if you live in Ohio. Like, this isn't a jab against XT, but they don't have the best. I mean, when Xseed says winter, you're seeing that game in either November or in March. There is no in between.
Yeah, so it's entirely possible that we'll be getting Rune Factory 4 Special, like, early 2020 at this point.
Yeah, and that's a bit concerning.
Uh-huh.
And even if it comes out at the end of this year, which I don't think they will release it towards the end of this year, because they still have Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, and Xseed's not going to cannibalize their own games. If they were two different things, like, say if it was, like, you know, Rune Factory 4S and Travis Strikes Again, I don't care. They can release that in the same day, because two different audiences. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin and Rune Factory 4S has a big crossover in terms of fan base. So, it just makes me wonder, like, how are they going to do that? Like,
I don't know. We're going to find out whenever they decide to actually announce it. And until then, we'll just have winter hanging over our heads.
Well, winter could mean anything at this point, though.
Yeah, it could be, we could get it November. Or I could writhe in agony for about 4 months.
Well, hey, you imported it, so.
I did import it. However, I also barely know Japanese. I'm learning. However, I'm still barely at the point of enjoying a game.
Crack open your 3DS and just look at both screens.
That's true. I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... If this game does get delayed, I can only imagine as to what caused the delay for this, because the base localization is already done.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would be an issue would be the other episode stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there was one issue that I can think of, but it's not something I'm going to mention on the podcast.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But I don't think that'd be the issue, because a lot of companies would just say, well, you know what, forget this, we'll go with someone else if it's that big of an issue, if it causes that big of a delay.
Yeah.
So I just think maybe it's just the sheer amount of stuff that has to be redubbed is maybe what causing the delay.
Maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
We also don't know how big a lot of this extra stuff is, so it just could be an entire, like the Trio of Towns DLC situation, where the DLC was bigger than the base game in terms of translating text.
Yeah, like, for the new stuff, we don't know how long the newlywed mode is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Like, I mean, I follow a bunch of people who have the Japanese game on Twitter, but none of them have kind of talked about the newlywed mode yet. So I don't know how big that is or how bulky it'd be to localize.
Don't worry, I'll never see it anyway, thanks to RNG.
Well, yeah, of course. You'll spend like 10 years trying to marry Xiao Pai.
I will do it because she is a precious girl that needs to be protected. Actually, no, she could probably kick my ass.
I mean, I like a girl who can kick my ass, so you're valid.
I feel like she just needs to be loved.
Yeah, because I mean, all of the candidates need to be loved.
I know, but I just think everyone wants to get with her mother, and I'm like, Zhao Pai is better.
Yeah. I'll be busy going after Arthur, because I like the prince.
Well, hey, you'll become an actual princess one way or another.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be an official princess.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, Arthur, I know I kind of stole your spot, but hey, what if we just got married?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey Arthur, sorry that everyone mistook me for a princess. However, do you want me to... I could be an actual princess if you so wanted.
Like, I'm available.
Yeah. By the way, I'm single.
I think.
I don't remember having any wives or husbands in the past life.
At the end of the game, you remember, holy crap, I have a wife and 2 kids back home.
Yeah.
But no, how old is Lest and Frey?
There's no canon ages in Rune Factory, so we don't know. We just know that they are adults.
We know that Zhao Pai is older than the MC.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we know. There isn't any like actual. This person is this year's old or whatever.
And we can just assume that Margaret's at least a few hundred years old.
Yeah, she looks great for her age.
She's an elf.
Nice little elf. Yeah, I know. She looks great for 200.
Oh, okay. There is something I want to mention before we end this podcast that
what?
I mentioned in the first podcast, and it's something I might mention it here.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say the most cursed thing in the world.
I mean, like, other than the Kappa stuff from earlier?
Yes.
How can you top it?
Rune Factory and RuneScape share a similar plot.
That's really cursed. Get out.
It is very cursed. However, this for the 0.1% of people who play RuneScape and keep up with the lore, who watch this channel and somehow watch this podcast up to this point, the Sex Empire is identical to the Zoroastrian Empire, and Margaret and her elves is similar to Seren and her empire. And yes, that's where I will die on this hill, but I will not go too far into it in this video. I just have noticed a lot of similarities, and I friggin' hate it.
I'm just sitting here like, wow, RuneScape's changed a lot since I played it in middle school.
I blame Mod Raven and Mod Jack because they have been given full creative control of the game and can write pretty much whatever they want.
Excellent. All that just went over my head. Because literally, I only played RuneScape when I was like in 6th grade, and I had like a level 60 character, and that's all I remember.
And I am neck deep into RuneScape's lore, and I hate it. It's good writing, but I hate it.
Rest in pieces.
Yeah, rest in pieces for me. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I guess before we end this podcast off, Taylor, how did your panel go?
Oh, it went really well. There's a lot of people who showed up, and I got to quiz everyone on their Rune Factory knowledge, and I gave out some prizes. And yeah, it was enjoyable. A lot of people came up at the end to talk to me. And yeah, if anyone's listening to this who attended, thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, it was great.
That's good. And don't worry, me and Taylor will run our own Rune Factory Bokujo panel in the future, and it will be awful.
No, it'll be great.
Yes, that too.
It'll be great. Huh?
I said it'll be awful as well.
No.
It'll be awfully great.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Oh man. But yeah, that's pretty much it at this point. We don't know when episode 3 of the BokuMonoCast will go up. It just really depends on what is announced between this and the next podcast that we record. As far as I'm concerned, as I know, we're probably not gonna get any more Rune Factory live streams for a while. Would you agree to that?
I mean, maybe. I don't think they're going to be as frequent as they were up to the release of Rune Factory 4, but we might get some, probably, like, I would expect more in, like, late this year or in 2020.
That's fair. So then they can, like, start showing off more and more of Rune Factory 5. I'm just still upset. I just want to see how the game plays and how everything's going to go. I've been really excited to see more about Rune Factory 5. It's one of my most hyped for games next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it the second I get my hands on it.
But then how can you play it?
That's a secret.
I don't want to know the answer to that one. So,
yep.
So yeah, if anything does happen, we'll definitely be able to talk about it in the next podcast. If not, we may just pick a Bokujo game and just talk about it for about an hour.
Yeah, I'm excited to just, like, talk about something for an hour.
Yeah.
As you do.
What will probably happen is, since Rune Factory and Mineral Town are the two biggies right now, the next podcast may end up being Mineral Town focused, like the original Mineral Town, Back to Nature, Boys and Girls, all that jazz, or we may talk more about Rune Factory 4 and our time playing it. We're not sure yet. We'll think that one over. We'll only make that podcast if it's looking like for sure there'll be no news announced. We're not going to make an hour podcast because they announced as in her new outfit.
Well, because I'm thinking that the next announcement for Middletown will include the new Bachelor and Bachelorette, because they've been releasing them in twos.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance that when we find An and Kai, that we'll get the new boy and girl.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so maybe we'll, like, talk about that in particular, and maybe, like, go into other stuff too.
Yeah, well, it's just gonna be play it by ear because we don't know where this podcast is going quite yet. But yeah, anything else I wanted to mention before we head out? Nope, that's pretty much about it for tonight. Thank you everyone for showing up to the second episode of the BokuMonoCast. We managed to get this episode out one way or another despite the plethora of technical difficulties, but it came out. So, yeah, if you have any questions or comments or things you'd like us to discuss in the future, by all means, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you on this. Also, be sure to subscribe for future reviews, commentaries, let's plays, and now the BokuMonoCast. Any parting words before we head out, Taylor?
I love everyone.
And you heard it here first. So, thank you guys so much for sticking around tonight, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.